Hello, welcome to this short session today on test question analysis dealing with co-op, or what they call cooperative commission splits. We're going to do a real estate calculation, but the whole purpose of this test question analysis is to show you the play on words. If you don't read the question correctly, they have an answer in there that if you mathematically work it out, there's an answer there for you to select, but it's not the right one. So I'm going to show you how the test writers can use a play on words, and you need to watch for things like this and get into a habit of reading the question and what they're asking. Hello, my name is John Enzing. I'm a licensed real estate instructor both in Louisiana and Florida, and my specialty is to teach one-on-one private tutoring to test prep for the exam. You, the student, to test prep y'all for the exam. Now, this is not for credit towards your 90 hours, but only to get you ready for the test. Okay, common law, including real estate calculations, again, test question analysis, civil code for the Louisiana state portion, revised statute, licensing requirement, law of agency for the state portion. So if you need some help before you take your exam, you can go to privateturingsession.com. That's privateturingsession.com and schedule an appointment, or just email me at john.enzing@gmail.com. Okay, let's go ahead and dive into this test question analysis session. We're going to talk about co-op commission. Here we go. All right, here's the question. So the question is, while working for a broker, a sales associate acquired a listing for $294,000 at a 6% commission rate. A second sales associate who works for another brokerage office found the buyer for the property. The listing and the selling broker agree to split 50-50 between the two offices. The property sold for $289,000. The selling broker kept 45% of the commission received by the selling office. How much did the selling office's sales associate receive? Now listen, this is a big question. A lot of information here. So this is a question I recommend taking at least 5 minutes on. Even though it's pretty easy to calculate, there's a play on words here that I'm going to show you how you can select the wrong answer. And I'm telling you, 9 times out of 10, when I put this question out for students to answer, they choose the wrong answer, and I'm going to show you why. So let's go back and understand how we're going to do this and how we're going to unpack it. And notice one thing. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines in this test question here, okay? So what you got to do is go to your scratch paper and write out step number 1, okay? Step number 1, I need to determine what the total commission is. Now, you have to know this. Total commission is not paid on the list price, but it's paid on the selling price or the sold price of the property. So you got 2 prices up there, $294,900 and $289,000. So the list price is there just for whatever reason. And again, test writers put a bunch of numbers in there to see if the student will grab that number and calculate it. And you'd be surprised. They'll use that list price number to calculate this problem. But you don't use the list price. You got to use the sold price to calculate the commission, what the property sold for. So you're never paid on list price. And in this case, it's $289,000. And the rate is at 6%. So you need to calculate the total commission, 289,000 times 6% or 0.06. The total payout for this sale to both brokers is $17,340. So that's well established in the beginning. You got to figure out what the total commission is. Now, step number 2, the co-op agreement, that's the agreement between the 2 brokerage houses and the 2 agents. Is established between the listing agent and the buying agent. And also the co-op agreement is established between the listing broker and the buying broker. Now, if you go to step number 3, it says the listing and the selling brokers agreed to a 50-50 split. So if I take the total commission and I divide it by 2, 50-50, each broker is going to get $8,670. Okay? So far, so good. Very easy real estate calculation so far. You're going to pay 6% on the sales price, which is $289, and that comes to $17,340. And both brokers agree in the co-op agreement, 50-50 each. So each broker gets $86.70. Now, the next thing you want to compute is you've got to determine the selling broker's commission. So it says on line 4 that the selling broker kept 45% of the commission received by the selling office. Okay, that's how much the selling broker is going to keep out of this 50-50 split. So if the selling broker keeps 45%, that means that the selling agent is going to keep 55%. Okay, so the selling broker with the agent agreement, the selling broker keeps 45, therefore he's going to distribute 55%. So if I take 55% is what I'm going to pay the selling agent or sales associate from $86.70. Remember, we divided that by 2. The sales associate for the selling side will receive $4,768.50. So we're talking about answer B. Okay. Now, here's where the fun part comes in. And this is what I want to explain to you and rust your eyes and get you to understand the play on words these test writers can use to try to trick you into another answer. Okay. First of all, they give you 2 prices. One's a list price and one's a sold price. That's the first mistake that can be made. Okay. So we all know by rule that you're paid on the commission. You're paid a commission based on the sales price, okay, or the property sold, not the list price. But here's the more important one, okay? Now, let's go back to the problem. I'm going to underline in the fourth line, the second to the last sentence there, it's underlined in gold. The selling broker kept 45% of the commission received by the selling office. 9 times out of 10, students stop right there, because then they said, how much did the selling office sales associate receive? So that's the second part of the question that you have to comprehend. This is what they're asking. They're asking for the sales associate's commission. Well, if the selling broker kept 45%, then that means the selling agent got 55%. Now, 9 times out of 10, what happens is students will read the selling broker kept 45% of the commission received by the selling office, and then they'll read the question, how much did the selling office sales associate receive? But they don't comprehend that there's not another number that needs to be used for the sales office sales associate. So what they typically do is they use 45%. So they'll take 86.70 times 45% or 0.45, and that comes out to $3,901.50, and that's the wrong answer. So let me give it to you in better words. Watch this. Why didn't the question read, instead of saying the selling broker kept 45%, why didn't it read the selling agent received 55% of the commission from the selling broker? How much did he make? Then 55%, the number's there, and you go straight into it and you get $47.68.50. But what these test writers are going to do, pay attention to this, is they put the selling broker kept 45%. Well, there's a number there. And when you do real estate calculations, you're always associating with numbers. So you don't process the question by calculating an additional number, which is 55%, on what the sales associate received. I'm telling you, over the years, this question has been answered with students, taking these one-on-one sessions over the years. 45% is what they use because the number is right there. And they think that is what's multiplied by 8670. But you got to go a step further. You got to figure out 55% is the selling office sales associates percentage that's going to be received. Not 45%, but 55%. So that gives you a whole different answer. Okay? Listen, I hope you enjoyed this short session on test question analysis dealing with co-op commission. Remember, read the question. You got to read the question to be able to be able to decipher what they're really asking for. Okay, listen, privateturingsession.com, privateturingsession.com. If you need some one-on-one training, book a session, and I'll be more than happy to help you. Your real estate career is going to be fun. It's enjoyable. So have a good time doing it. And again, if you need some help, I look forward to seeing you. Bye for now.